Creativity is an addiction. Sure, you can turn it off and you think it's off, but it's still moving forward. You know, it's like your computer. It looks like it's off. Somebody's still going to hack into it. They just can't. It's like creativity just keeps moving. It'll find its way to get through you, and you're going to lay awake at night, and people are going to steal from you in the daytime. And what are you going to do when it drives you insane? You're going to try to go a different direction? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter what direction you're going. Creativity is still very much alive in you. It's an addiction. Creativity, treat it for what it is. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. I wasn't even going to come into the studio today. My heart was telling me you don't have enough time. And I know I didn't have enough time yesterday because I was at a movie premiere. But my heart today was going, no, you don't have enough time. See, that's how easy it is to convince yourself to be a quitter, to set things aside. No, you've only got this much in the window. Don't go in the studio today. I'm not the only one that's doing this. Come on. Tell me that you haven't looked at yourself in the rearview mirror in the car and said, we're not going that direction. I just don't feel like I should be there this moment. And so when you finally do convince yourself to put your big boy pants on, straighten up, tie your shoes, and let's move forward, then you look back going, what was wrong with that character back there? See, that's why you've got to keep pushing forward. Winning is a choice. You've got to keep pushing your personality, your love, your compassion, your faith. Everything's got to be moving forward. But the moment you sit down, you have taught yourself how to quit. Now, quit has a different definition. It's not like, I quit. It's quit like, I couldn't do it today. You stopped. Don't do it. Keep moving forward. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. I face this monster every day. You think I want to sit down and write every day? I do. It's my daily discipline. You allow the words to move through you. You find what happens and you let it grow in other fields. It becomes nutrition to other creative minds. This is The Daily Mess. It is difficult to do a lot of interviews this close to 9/11. It's very difficult. The research that I'm putting into every interview, and to listen to the stories and to hear the love still in the hearts of those that were affected and are affected. Because the people that have dedicated their lives into making sure that this story continues to grow forward, they have got passion like I have never felt in my life. And it's difficult because I don't want this interview to be like last year's interview, It's got to be a conversation about growing forward. And this year, on the 20th anniversary, I was blessed with the opportunity to talk with the son of a man who lost his life in the towers. To hear his story, not the experience of what it was like to lose your father, but how about the story after the story? And we seem to be missing a lot of that in our history. We know the story as it's happening because we see it on social media. We see the story a week or two and then finally it fades off from page number 6. The story after. And to hear him talk and to see how he's had to rebuild his life, it plays on the heart. And as a broadcaster, that's what I bring to this platform. And you don't put it up there as, well, look at the artwork. No, you go there because you want not just this generation, but every generation to follow to never forget. We can't forget. Once it's out there, any and all generations should and shall be reached, even if the tracks themselves sound like it's 2001. If at any time, as a creative spirit, if at any time you don't get emotionally involved, then you've got to step back and look at the entire picture. Everything that you do should be all about passion, compassion, forgiveness, the idea to rebuild, to remaster. In every conversation, you have got to make that person in front of you feel like that they are the master of the dance floor. It's in moments like this that I'm reminded of my days in terrestrial radio. Because there was one time on my path that an operations manager said, listen. It was that tone. Listen. You got to put away the art. It's not about your passion. You need to start putting your concentration on cash flow. That's what he said. That's what he said. And so the passion-driven, communication connecting person was all of a sudden going, have I had all of this wrong from the very beginning? That it's not about being present and getting to know and to create relationships, that really it's all about the flow of money? Well, I knew in that moment that my creative relationship with that company and with that person was over. And as much as I miss the hardcore drive of terrestrial radio, I remind myself every day that every person on this planet is brutalized by somebody around them. And that your compassion, your passion, your drive, your desire, your need, your acceptance should never be infected by someone else. And that's why on those days when you don't feel like being you, push. You know what the difference is between trying and doing? I learned this while growing into the rank of 3rd degree in martial arts. The difference between trying and doing. I could sit around trying to have a conversation with you today, but I chose to do it. That's the difference. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.